started recording on the loading screen because this loading screen looks really, really cool. Just saying. Okay, this is our 5th placement match. It is on a 2v2 map with a shared choke and rocks at the back of the second player's base, which are hidden behind steam, which means if they break them down, you're not going to see, unless you have a unit or a building or something in this area or somewhere else you can see it. I'm listening to a song that goes like this. It's Korean, and I was listening to it and I liked it, so I freaked my friend out by saying the lyrics. I'd have the same reaction, except I don't, because I thought it was a good song. So he's already up to 10 drones. Ouch. I put my pylon up right here because I realized I don't know what I do. I should have walled here. Oh, that's not us. This is us. I put my pylon up here because I'm gonna wall, because it's smart to. I thought this was... Wow, it's PZ versus PZ. Anyways, aside from that minor confusion, this is me. This is my friend. And I am 12 gating, I think. I don't scout on 9 this time, which could be risky if they 6 pool. I won't see it in time. Yeah, I mean, I'm expecting cheese. He is too. So I think he 12 pools. Or 13. Yeah, 12. So that's a 12 pool. Kinda risky, but the rush distance is pretty big, so he'd probably be okay if they 6 pooled. I decided to Korean 4-gate, but I don't remember doing that. So I told him to go roaches. Oh yeah, I saw this guy Korean 4-gating. Because his gate was insanely early. Like, that was a 10 gate. The gas was really soon. Like, my gas just went down. So if he's Korean 4-gating, we need either roaches or stalkers to counter it, because roaches can kite zealots forever, and stalkers can kite zealots forever. In theory. Not with my micro. I'm pretty terrible. Let's see, I've got my second pylon up. I'm kind of going for a weird wall, since the choke's kind of large, and Zerg can't wall without creep, and there's no way he's going to have creep out there. So this is a really large choke, so we're going to be relying on army to wall this if they should rush us, which I originally thought was going to happen, but it doesn't really work out that way. The Zerg over here is going for a roach rush, it looks like. Looks like they kind of had the same idea we did. He saw this, so he's like, okay, I need my own roaches for defense. And I'm saving up chrono for my warp gate tech, which I actually have enough money for this time. I'm so impressed with myself. And I have enough for that, and a stalker to start building. And I'm going to wall with both of those units and have the warp gate tech coming really rapidly compared to last game. I think I decided to do regular 4-gate instead of 2-gas. Because 2-gas does hit quite a bit later, so unless you know they're going speedlings, you don't want to be 2-gas 4-gating too often, I would say. I don't know. If you're just going for the rush, it's a bad idea. They get an Evo chamber. Again, I'm not sure if it's for upgrades or detection. I would not be getting upgrades in a situation like this, because if you know they're rushing, you cannot spare the money on upgrades. I finished my wall with these gateways, which makes a nice little choke right here. And I've got my army. I have an extra probe off mining. Bad. And I send these guys out to make a pylon. I believe it was right here, although it might have been here. Warp gate tech's almost finished. Actually, no, I don't send them out to make a pylon, because I expect them to rush us, which delays our rush by quite a bit. Because I'm thinking they're going to show up at our doorway in 15 seconds, which, with a warp gate that is 30 seconds away from finishing, is not going to happen. This guy already has 4 roaches out, so our army's bigger than his at the moment. Just kind of. So I get my warp gate tech up, and I'm like, okay, maybe they're not gonna rush, because I could have been attacking by now. So I don't have a pylon built, so I can't warp in, which was a really bad oversight. It just got built. So there's my 4 stalkers, and I'm building over here with a pylon so I can start attacking from the front. They still don't have that much army, so he's got a second gas up, which could hurt. And I think he also has more probes. Yeah, he's got a few more than I do. So they're arranging at the top, preparing for us to attack. He scouts out, sees my army there, backs up. My friend's not here with me yet though, and they have defender's advantage, so they're gonna have a few more units than we do. Plus when I go in, my micro's terrible. Go straight in, get trapped by force fields, the roaches aren't attacking, so I kinda get pinned. They have a guardian shield, so their defense is 2 higher than ours, which is pretty huge this early on. So we start losing this first fight, and I'm getting kind of worried, like, my entire army just died, and they still have 50,000 units. So I start backing up, and they retreat. No, we retreat. Yeah, we're like, okay, let's get out of here. We're in trouble here. So we start backing up. My friend does not have an expansion. I do not have an expansion. They do not have expansions, although they do have more probes. So he has a better econ. He can support 4 gates now, probably, with 2 gas. Which means from now on out, from here on out, I'm not going to be making enough units to beat this. We kind of win this fight, but we see them retreating and we know they're going to get reinforcements, so we're kind of broken. Let's check units lost, actually. Units lost. They are... yeah, we're pretty even, I'd say. I'm ahead. I've lost a ton of units. My micro's not been good at all. The 2 Zergs... yeah, he's lost a bit more than that Zerg has too. The Protoss has lost less than me. So we're behind now. Like, this is a bad situation. So my friend's over here expanding. I'm thinking, okay, what do I do from here? Because I have full chrono and 19 probes. And barely any army. So I come back, expect a counterattack, and it's risky to macro up from this point, because if you're behind, and you put 400 minerals into an expansion, you're going to be very, very weak for a while. So I start scouting out for bases of theirs, and I think if we can just keep them from expanding, or make sure they haven't already, that puts us on an upper hand, because his expansion is already halfway built. They kill our pylon, my pylon, and they start breaking down these rocks to expand to the gold. Which is bad, because gold is a lot of extra money really rapidly. So I told him to start double expanding, and I think we start breaking down these rocks. I don't know. I think we said... yeah, infestors, I think is what we ended up going. I thought mutas, because if you can destroy their economy, there's nothing they can do. But he thought infestors, and that's what he went. So he's got his expansion up. I still do not have an expansion. Protoss has his expansion, and Zerg is getting his expansion. So he's ahead, I'm behind, and they're even. So they're kind of in the middle. So our teams all together are kind of even, I'd say. His roach army is ridiculous. That's insane. It's a lot of roaches. He just lost an overlord. Supplies in the red. And their armies actually aren't that big compared to Darkmatter's over here with all these roaches. Mine's pretty bad though. He starts transferring drones. I expanded because I thought, hey, maybe it might be a good idea to not lose. So I expand, and I think we break down... we should have been doing this a ton earlier. We should have broken down these rocks like 5 minutes ago, because the only way to catch up from this point is to double expand. This Zerg knows what he's doing. We start breaking down these rocks, get the expansion up slightly later than this Zerg, but it's compensated, because we got this one up way earlier. My expansion's still not up, Protoss's still isn't up, and I think our army is slightly bigger. See, he's got the most in army. No, that Zerg does, so that Zerg's slightly ahead, but I am slightly ahead of that toss. Except he has more gas in his army, which means he has more sentries. At the moment, I'm just kind of failing. I'm not doing that well. My supply count's behind, my army's behind, my economy's behind. To be honest, Darkmatter just kind of ends up carrying me in this game. I decided that the best tech path I could go was Council Tech, because when you're behind, you need some sort of huge damage dealer to try to even the fight. So I go for High Templar, which have this cool storm ability, which is like whoosh, and the enemy army just kind of melts. So even with a few units, I can still deal a lot of damage, which does end up helping us later on. I finally get my expansion up, and I start looking for a third place to expand, because I've got to expand really quickly now. Zerg's third is up over here, so he's kind of behind in terms of his. He just gets his up. This definitely should have been up sooner. Maybe over here or down here. I try to go expand over here, but he has a probe at the entrance. Or I think I just try to take it. The wall. No, I go over here to scout. It's been a while since I've played this, so I'm scouting for expansions. And I think I start harassing his probes, I'm not really sure. But I want to check over here as well. Unless I see that he has both. Let's see. Yeah, I start attacking the probes, but I'm making sure, okay, he's got 2 expansions up. I don't see the drone count, though. Yet. Maybe I do. No, I don't. So I don't know if he's had this base up for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, since the beginning of the game. I don't really know. What I intended for him to do here was to expansion here and here. But, I mean, this is second expansion. That works. He's got some infestors up, which should help us pretty hugely. And I believe he has Neural on the way. No, not yet, because he doesn't have a... He could be getting it. I don't know why. He doesn't have it yet. My money is not too high yet, but it does kind of skyrocket, because, again, it's been a while since I've played. And my money gets high, because I don't know how to spend it, because I'm... forgotten how to play, because I'm bad. I mean, you see it's climbing here. I'm not spending it on anything. I just warp in 2 High Templar, which do nothing to help my mineral problem. Although I'm low in gas. Hooray! I would be expanding, except he has this, so I go over here and try to expand. See my friends taking it, and they also have a changeling there, which I don't realize is actually not his Zergling. Like, I don't even bother to check. It's an issue. His expansion does not go down because of that changeling there, so they know that we're expanding here and here, which is not good. Their armies are right here. They can go attack us with insane freedom. So we end up forced into an engagement in a second, because they're going to go attack, and we're going to have to defend if we want to keep our expansions and keep our chance in this game. I'm on 2 base. Their toss is on 2 base. Zergs are on 3. And my army count's just bad. Like, I am behind at this point, undeniably. Pretty hugely behind. They're pretty even, and he's a bit behind as well. So they've got 2 big armies in terms of value, and we have 2 not that good armies in terms of value. So we end up going over here. We do have the tech advantage, though. Infestors deal a lot of splash damage. So I storm the units that have been fungal, and then... like, I've got a lot of storms. I don't know really what I'm doing here. I sacrifice my High Templar. Like, they just go in and die. Okay, I stormed a few. So I stormed their army, and that gives us the advantage. My army count's pretty low. Zerg's very low. And at the moment, Darkmatter has the army advantage because his macro is killing. I have 2k minerals that I could be spending, but I haven't been able to because I haven't been able to get this base up. It actually got denied. I don't have enough gates to support what I'm doing, so I've got a huge mineral spike, I guess you'd call it. So we've pulled back, and I look at his army and I go, wow, it's a big army. Although part of it is overlords, yeah. So he's got over a page of roaches and 5 infestors with quite a bit of energy. I think all of them have a fungal. Okay, well, all but 1. And he's about to. Wait for it. The hero infestor. Alright, he has a fungal growth. He's got 2 more coming in. So these infestors, man, they've really helped us out here because the splash damage on their army and the root, the fact that they couldn't micro while we could, although I didn't do much microing because, again, I'm bad and I engaged into choke, which was okay, but our army positioning was just bad. I've left that probe there all game. All game. So I go to expand again with his probe. They can see it. He can see it. His army's right here and he's not doing anything. Confused. But he can see this expansion is my point, so they can go kill it. They walk in on these wonderful infestors. I go in and storm and lose my army. I kind of tanked for that. No, I didn't even lose my army. Hooray. So I got all their army down to 10 health. And then Darkmatter actually kills everything. I blink out because I don't want to get surrounded. Although, you can't really get surrounded when one of the armies is your friends. That's not my army, you know, I'm dumb. The blues are similar. He blinks out because he doesn't want to get surrounded. My army dies. Because I was tanking for that. My army's non-existent. I do not have an army. Darkmatter here is being a hero. Like, I don't even know. His army count's amazing. They still got a Colossus. Yeah, we take that down. I take that down and then back up. There's way more units than I need to. That was not cost efficient at all. He comes in for a flank, so while they're chasing me, he gets some free shots off. We do not have any more colossi, which means these roaches are going to kill everything after they burrow to regen their health, except for this one guy who didn't feel like burrowing today. He just wanted to walk home. These guys are going underground. They're like, we're cool. We can tunnel like that. This guy's low on health. I would burrow him so he doesn't die. He'll regen eventually. So I'm transferring probes to this third that they still have knowledge of, but have not actually done anything about. And I do think I end up losing every single one of these probes. Most of them. Okay, now they have knowledge of the base. They're like, oh, yeah, maybe we should start killing that. Now they're just sending probes to it, and it's gonna start mining from it. So they walk away. Yeah, this confused me. So I go in to defend this base, realize they're running away. Oh yeah, they saw our army coming with them, and didn't want to lose that small part of it for free. So I do actually get this base up, and he gets his base up. So we're at an economic advantage. Protoss has his third way before I did, though. So he's still got an advantage over me. I just played badly in this game. I was behind because of how all in I went with my 4-gate. Like, how much money do I have? Okay, it's gotten a bit lower because I've made some extra gates. He burrowed to let me die and then decided to actually, you know, kill them. Zealots don't do very good against roaches or stalkers. Especially when burrowed without detection. You know. I didn't realize he was doing this. He let my entire army die. If you're in the comments, man, you let my entire army die. Just saying. I can't do that. They still have an overseer there that we haven't actually managed to kill. And they have some hydras. I don't like hydras. So that army dies. But luckily, with the power of Zerg Macro, we have 7 infestors and 50,000 more roaches coming, I think. D is production? Okay, 2. Bit different than 50,000. No. 5 infestors. The roaches are built. I have 3 more High Templar, but they won't have energy for about a minute. They've got another Colossus building, which they still think is a good idea. I don't know. It hasn't worked yet, but it might still work. He's not mining his gas. Okay, he is. I do that sometimes too. So we're kind of at a break in the action here. Never mind, I'm wrong. So we go in. I've got a few Archons because I felt like making Archons, and I storm their army, and we kind of just kill everything at this point. I think I finally caught up on army value. Yeah. Because Darkmatter over here did such a good job carrying those fights where I just exploded. So we take down their bases. He takes down their bases. I don't know. I've got 2 more Archons, because Archons are awesome. With +3 attack, they deal a crap ton of damage and splash. And I'm like, hey, we should go check over here. But I didn't really have time. I knew we were going to win, so I could decide, well, cannon rush is expansion, why not? So I build a pylon over here. I just start building cannons, because, I mean, again, we basically won this game. They have no army, we're killing their base, so in the meantime, cannon time. I just start building pylons. I'm like, hey, why not? I have only 400 minerals. I've actually been spending my money. It's pretty impressive on my part, because I usually don't. So we split up. I take the Protoss, he takes the Zerg. Protoss is still in. Maybe he thinks yeah, he leaves too. So that's our 5th placement match. We won that one, mostly to the carryness of Darkmatter here, and got placed in Diamond, which is the first, I think it's the first division I've been placed in Diamond in. So I hope you enjoyed these placement matches. I'm kind of losing any ability to talk, and I'll get these videos rendered and uploaded hopefully tonight, and maybe have a few League of Legends commentaries coming up tomorrow, because I'm going to play some tonight. I'll record the replays, and if any of them turn out to be particularly good, you can expect to see those. So I hope you enjoyed these placement matches. Tell me what you think. I know I'm not that good. Many thanks to Darkmatter for not losing us this game, because on my own I would have. Although in a 2v1 I guess anyone would have. But still, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.